Howdy folks, this is old Jeb coming to you from Big Daddy's store. Got a little story to tell you about the Cannon murders back in 1933, happened in Mecklenburg, Virginia. Y'all remember back in the 30s, you had the Great Depression going on in the Dust Bowl, and then of course 29, you had the stock market crash. But on March 31st, 1933 in Mecklenburg, Virginia, 4 members of the Cannon family were brutally murdered. That's right, that's what I said. They were brutally murdered, and as of this day, they have never, it's never been solved. Now the 4 men, 2 of them was brothers, and they had 2 nephews that staying on the place with them. They kept house together and they farmed together, and stuff. And the land stretched along the rolling low grounds of the Roanoke River. Beautiful piece of land, beautiful piece of land. The plantation house that they stayed in was over 100 years old. So that's a pretty old house there. The brothers, Willis, he was 82 years old. And Benjamin, they call him Jake, he was 74 years old. Then you had Thomas, one of the nephews staying there. He was 56, and Benjamin, he was old Bill Cannon, William Bill, however you want to say it. He was the youngin'. He was 25 years old. And they made some furniture, down there. They had a little shop and made some furniture, and they made it out of oak and native cherry and black walnut. Now, old Jake, he was the quiet one of the family. He sort of kept the house and done most of the cooking. And Bill, he was right-handed with a gun. He done a lot of the hunting and stuff, and he liked to tinker around with automobiles. And then of course Willis and Thomas, they did the field work. They weren't really educated, but they had some education, and with that little bit of education, they sort of helped the community around there, educating folks there, So that was just their way of saying thank you, I guess. And you hardly ever seen Jake and Willis. They never left home. They always stayed around the house. And with the stock market crash in 1929 and the rush on the banks, the boys, they didn't rightly trust, they didn't rightly trust the banks, so they bought them a safe and they kept the money at the house, a lot of folks done that type of thing back in them days. But anyway, like I said, it's March 31st, 1933, and somebody, well, how would you say it? They lured old Ben down to the smokehouse, and they killed him right there at the smokehouse. Thomas and Bill, they killed them right at the front door of the house. And Willis, he was in bed asleep, and they went in there and shot him in the back of the head. Now, the boys had $35,000 at the house, which today, probably equal out to about $600,000, So they broke into the safe and they stole that money, and the only thing they left was the house money that they didn't find, and that was about $275, which is right around roughly $5,000 these days. Now these boys didn't let many people. You understand what I'm saying? These boys didn't let many people on the land at all. Few friends, kinfolk. And that's an important thing to remember. They just didn't let folks on the land. And they owned some farm equipment, of course. And they had a car, and they had a truck, and a lot of other little things, that they normally have laying around the house. Now at this time, there was over 100 relatives that lived in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, and there was Cannons, and there was Taylors, and there was Acres, and estimates, that far as, that the folks can understand, there was 3,000-4,000 people, there to pay the respects at the funeral. Over 1,000 cars. Now, I'm gonna tell you, that must have been a sight to behold. That must be some kind of funeral. You know, and they put them all in wooden coffins and stuff, and they buried them there at the Cannon Cemetery. Now the two oldest, they was, let me see, they was great 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 uncles, and the other two, they was great great uncles to Helen Cannon Newsom and Doris Cannon Waters and Daphne Cannon Cobb. The rest of the family can just have to figure out, I guess, you know, where in the line of the family tree you sort of fall. You know, it's just one of them things, you know. And like I say, you know, I usually don't talk about things like this. It's usually humor and good things and stuff. But this song all sort of piqued my curiosity, you know, especially being unsolved like it is. It's almost, you know, by looking at everything that somebody just didn't want somebody to find out, you know. So anyway, you know, this is old Jeff down at Big Daddy's store. You know, always I want to wish you a blessed day. And again, as always, you ain't got to go home, but you got to go away from here. Y'all come back to see us now, you hear?